Hey guys, this is Billy Davidson with Davidson Pressure Washing and Painting coming out of Hammond, Louisiana. I have a little downtime this afternoon. We have been running crazy all summer, literally sometimes 2 shifts a day, daytime, nighttime sort of thing for weeks on end. So I'm just out here doing a little maintenance. Had this little airless sprayer. We do painting as well, commercial basically, also parking lot striping. Of course, our main breadwinner is the power washing. So, a couple little tips I wanted to share with y'all. I get a lot of questions about downstreaming. This is a downstream injector. It's what you call a hydro. 20% is how some people refer to it. Also, a 1-to-5 ratio is maybe another term that you see used out there. Of course, this one's probably been used all year long. Usually I get mine off of Pressure Tech. That's spelled TEK, pressuretech.com. They cheap. I think they 15-20 bucks or whatever. Don't come with the hose, doesn't come with the quick connects, but get that, while you're there on the site as well. Any other downstream injectors are just really not even worth putting on your machine, whether you're using one of these big boys, these 8 gallon per minute machines, or if you even using a 4 gallon minute machine, which I got a couple here in the garage with me that we hardly ever use. But whatever type of machine you're using, you want to use these 1-to-5 or either 20%. Some people refer to it as a high draw, I believe is another term they use on Pressure Tech's website. Difference is in this 1-to-5 ratio. Some of the other ones are 1-to-10 ratio, and some of them even go up to 1-to-20 ratio. In my opinion, anything greater than 1-to-5 ratio is garbage. It's just, that's really what's going to get you home in the afternoon, is having that high draw rate. That way you can get your SH on the building, or, in some cases residential, whatever you're doing, a real good concentrated rate. One other thing I wanted to share with y'all, these things usually don't last long. So we buy a handful at a time. We always have 1 or 2 brand spanking new ones on the truck, always. For some reason, they will quit drawing, and you just ain't got time to sit there and fiddle with it and see if something's clogged up in it or the check ball in it's bad. Most of the time when they go bad, if the fittings are still good, I'll pull them off and I'll throw away the rest of it, or drill it out, do something, try to experiment with it. But if you don't have time for it, you got to have that new one there. That way you can just throw it on your machine and you can continue to work. So always get, a few of them. In the power washing business, you're making money if you're working, and usually you're making a lot. So, what's a little extra 50-60 bucks, if you're trying to have extra equipment on the truck, especially if you establish. Never get caught with only one downstream injector. That's when it'll fail. But that all being said, a lot of times they only last a few months, but I found a little trick to make these things last pretty much forever. Like this we're in September. This thing has been used hundreds of times this year, and it's still got a great draw rate. Matter of fact, the older they get, I feel that they get a better draw rate because some of the parts get eroded out in there, and it opens them up a little bit. But to make these things last longer, I have found whenever you're not using them, keep them wet. I put them in just a clean bucket of water. Even my X-Jetter, this is an X-Jetter I've modified. Maybe I'll make a video about that one day. I can X-Jet with a black tip on it, or either a J-Rod tip. Very, very handy. Now I got me a quick connect there. I can J-Rod pull in, virtually 40% solution, or 50-50. I'm not sure what these are rated. I think they rated 50-50. So I keep it wet as well. Even if you're rinsing it out, WD-40 it, I've always found that keeping them wet in a bucket plus your hoses will, they never go bad. Matter of fact, the quick connects will wear out before you have problems with the downstream injector. You know, if you keep them wet. And so when we're not working, they immediately go into a bucket of clean water, and that's where they stay until we use it again. You know, still you want some extra downstream injectors with you, because even though I keep it in this bucket and it's been reliable for the last 8-9 months, we may go use it tomorrow night and boom, it's not sucking. So, you know, if you don't have something there to quickly snap in place, get you back going, and you know, your options are short if your downstream injector is not working. You're getting pretty slim there. Then you got to go to a pump up sprayer, or either applying the soaps with a brush or something. That's another little GP Hammerhead. I think it's a Hammerhead surface cleaner. I think it's 18-inch. That thing is badass, especially on these 8-gallon per minute machines. It obviously wants to hover. I want to add some extra weight or something to it to kind of hold it down. Really can't even run it wide open. About 80% power, and it's wanting to float. So I'm gonna add a couple pounds to it. I gotta get to that in the next day or two when I get some time off. But yeah, you can run behind this thing, like literally. Move it as fast as you can move it on pretty dirty concrete. I mean, it'll clean, man, it'll clean. We experiencing somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000 square feet per hour with this surface cleaner. A lot of times I have a guy on a surface cleaner and a guy immediately rinsing afterwards, because he basically can out surface clean someone rinsing. That's how quick they are. So like I said, I'm getting 4,000 to 5,000 square feet per hour with one of these. Also, I have another 30-inch surface cleaner that produces probably about 3,500 feet per hour. It's a little less work because it's a walk behind. But this one will work you. You know, if you ain't afraid of work, you know, basically side to side motion with it. You're not going to be making long runs, 100, 200 feet, long stretches. Basically, you got to whip it side to side and surface clean. But you can get more concrete cleaned with that. But it is exhausting, you know. But if you're not afraid of work, that can definitely knock out big, large swaths of concrete. Great for driveways and sidewalks, obviously, because it's small. And I really like that skirting around it. It don't really throw rocks as bad as the other walk behind one I have. But then again, you got to watch for your spray bar, you know, hitting rocks too, because it's not letting them out, you know. So if you're running across some rocks, you'll just let it hover. It basically wants to hover on its own. Pull a trigger and just slightly pull up on it, and that thing will hop off the ground about 3 feet. You can hover over an area and blow your rocks away, and then go back down and start surface cleaning. But look, I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna go make me a cup of coffee, then come back out here and change some oils, air filters, oil pumps. The oil filter on oils, oil pumps stuff. Get a couple of the fittings changed, and I believe we're gonna go do a little project tonight. But I'm gonna go grab a cup of coffee and get ready for tonight, and have another good night power washing. Man, I love it. You know, we get paid well for it, but to be honest with you, sometimes I don't even think about the money. You know, it's just going out there having a good time, and we bring an ice chest full of drinks with us, go grab lunch, and it's fun. I tell people all the time, it's fun to me. Maybe not to everybody, but to me, it's just so gratifying. You know, just you out there working at night by yourself, and really nobody looking over you. You go out there and do a really good job, and come home, you feel satisfied with it. You know, and of course it pays good. I mean, you know, do the math. If you're knocking out basically 5,000 square foot per hour, that's done. Wash and rinse. You know, some people charge anywhere from 8 cents a square foot. I've seen people go as low as 8 cents, and I've seen people go as high as 14 cents. So, you know, sometimes somewhere in the middle there, you know, depending on the concrete, man, you do the math, you can make some serious money doing it. It is work, though. But, you know, for us, we love it. I mean, there's nothing else I'd rather do. Matter of fact, I don't know how to do too much more. I can power wash, parking lot stripe, paint, spray paint, commercial buildings. Everything else I don't know how to do. You know, so this is kind of my life, and come to love, and it provides me, you know, good living for me and my family and my daughter. But look, any questions y'all got, if I can help out anyway, you know, over 20 something years, I've learned of many shortcuts, trust me, through trial and error. Give me a call. My number's 985-345-0778. Or you can text me even on that phone number. And leave a comment down below. I'll get back with you at some point. Like I said, I'm going to get in here and grab a half a cup of coffee or something, get out here and maybe grab a sandwich and come out here and do my work on it. Get this rig ready for another good night of work, and I'll talk to y'all soon.